on, God. I think it's all right. There we go. I think my signal is a little weak in the building. All right. Well, I hope my reporters are doing well today and you're staying safe. There is so much going on in the news. And one thing I want to always continue to remind you of as being reporters is that you stay abreast on the news. And this, if you know, not just if we were in class, but even though we're in class, but when I had the class face to face, we would discuss in the beginning different news stories that we have been following throughout the week or different news stories that we read. So I want to continue to do that. And then today on our agenda, we're going to start looking at the AP style guide. And then third and last, we will talk about our next chapter and we'll discuss that. So let me just pause real quick. As reporters, as journalists, reporters, what have you been following this week? Any particular news stories that you would like to share?
I got a
I
good
don't
one,
know if it's
Professor.
my phone, but I can barely hear.
Okay. Does anybody else having problems hearing me?
Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm sorry. I see what it was. Sorry.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Louise, go ahead.
So, the governor of Missouri got coronavirus after he did not want to put fast face mandates for the whole state. So it's kind of ironic that he got it.
Wow, wow, wow. Governor of Missouri. Oh, wow. Don't want anybody to have it, but it's like
No,
you said,
that's
it's
bad.
ironic. You don't
I
want
actually
anyone to have it.
I actually came across a post on Instagram where this post was basically blaming COVID-19 on the LGBTQ community,
Oh no.
and he thought it was because of it, but now he got it. So yeah,
Um, Victor, and also for Luis as well. Victor, what was the source for that?
it was
Where
on
did you?
Instagram.
Okay,
I
Oh,
literally
it
well,
was
I'm always challenge you. Okay, you saw it on Instagram, but where did that person get it from? Did they get it from the New York Times or what?
I'm not sure, but I would dig into it.
There you
I,
go. I'm not saying that it's wrong, Victor, but I'm
Hmm.
just I'm coming back to you, Luis. But I just want to prompt you all that when you hear things, that you continue to dig for the source and make sure the source is correct. Because many times we hear stuff, right? And but as journalists, you got to get to the source of the story. Luis, go ahead.
so I got my news from Apple News, and the source was CNN.
Very good, very good. That's what we're talking about. So when we hear something, whether it's on the news, or even if a friend told us, right, we got to get into the habit of saying, "Oh, wow, that was terrible. Where'd you get that from?" So I can read up on it, you know. And CNN, our local news networks, all of those are credible sources. Newspaper outlets, you know, we got local AJC. You know, you have your big ones like the New York Post, New York Times, Washington Post. Um, all of those are credible sources. So you want to make sure, you know, a lot of people are sharing stuff now, and we got to always do our homework. Very good. Anybody else want to share?
I'd like to make a quick update. I just looked it up on the internet.
Sure.
It's on the source originated from NBC News. Yeah,
NBC.
in
Wow.
yeah,
That's
it it was like Ukrainian church leader who blamed COVID-19 on gay marriages test positive for virus.
my goodness.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow. Isn't that something? These people are crazy.
Get that?
They're crazy. All right. Good. Any other reporters want to share anything that you've been following?
I would just say about the Breonna Taylor thing, like
Yeah.
only one person was found in the charge they charged him with. It was an unheard of charge. It was like warranted to something bogus.
See, I can
I'm
pull it
about to
up.
look it up. Yeah.
I'm on WSB-TV.
The grand jury's decision means that no one was criminally charged with killing Taylor.
Mhm.
And that one person was charged with wanton murder, WANTON, whatever that means. And he's
Good.
probably not going to get anything for that because the attorney general, he's trying to keep certain people happy, which is not the African American community or her family. Um,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it's sad, and I kind of knew. I was telling my friends and family, if you put up barricades 2 days before something, that's like putting down salt bags and sandbags when you know it's gonna rain or snow.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
already knew that your verdict was gonna be crap. But I told them too, even before you put up barricades, look at what he was doing prior to that. If he really wanted to act accordingly and to bring justice swiftly, it would have been brought. Like even if you were saying, "Well, I feel like the police shouldn't have to pay, with their lives or, you know,
Hmm.
with a lot of time in jail," you still should have said, "Hey, this was reckless." Say something, but you just didn't do anything, and then you tried to bring these little crappy charges. He knew it was going to get crazy. So, I don't love rioting. I do like protesting, but it's like I can't blame people because I
No.
mean, it's sucky. It sucks that we can't get justice just because we were born black. That makes no sense at all. And like we're good enough for everything else, but we're not good enough to get
But
equal pay, get jobs, get treated fairly, and get justice. That makes no sense.
so, thanks, Dana. One of the ones that I had looked up this morning, and we'll come back to this a little bit later, but she was talking about the wanton endangerment charges, and that did not even have, I'm on WSB TV, that didn't even have much to do with Miss Taylor, and that was when the officer shot uh, one of many bullets, right? One of the bullets went into another apartment. And those people in the other apartment almost got more, not almost, got more justice because that's the charge because the bullet went into another apartment. Excuse me. Miss Taylor did not even get any justice. The people in the other apartment did. So I want you all to stay up on current events such as this. Things like this affect us. We need to know the law. We need to now. This is just a video, but I want you to read the stories in AJC and things like that, so that you are informed, y'all. We got to stay informed. All right. So give me 1 second. I need to pull something up. Very good report. We are um, going to transition real quick, and let me pull this up. And I want to talk to you about writing AP style. All right, I'm coming back to you. I'm going to share my screen. I hope you all have been having a good semester so far. Okay, did everybody see my screen so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna go right here so everybody knows where I'm going. I'm going right here to syllabus and resources. So I'm gonna click on this. And you're gonna find right here two things I want you to start looking at. If you have the opportunity to download it to your computer or something, do that. I want you to save this forever. And this is called the AP Style Guide. AP Style Guide. And there are two things. I'm gonna just click on this one real quick and I'm gonna click out. Oh, okay, so this is like a little cheat sheet. And I'm gonna go to the other one and it's gonna look a little bit more like PowerPoint. And this one says AP Style Guide, regular. Okay, click on that for today. see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, journalists, when we talk about AP, it stands for Associated Press. Associated Press. And the Associated Press was an organization, as you see, look at that when it was founded, 1848. And this organization got together and said, look, everybody's just writing all different kind of ways. You got this reporter over here in New York writing this way. You got this reporter over here in New Orleans writing this way. We got to have a uniform system. And they came up with a uniform system of writing journalistic articles, how to write it, and everybody who writes in communication follows this style guide. Okay. All right, so I want you to know what it is. So the AP style. So we'll say, look, you're not writing AP style. So AP style is not just writing incorrect grammar. Yeah, we got to do that. But this is, if you see right here, this is the standard style for newspapers, a magazine, any type of public relations, a press release or something like that that's going out. This is the standard way that if you're going to write something in journalistic standards, you've got to watch your spelling, your grammar, your punctuation, and it's going to tell you how to write it. All right. AP style is accurate, it's real clear, it's tight, doesn't have a lot of words to it, and they try to be very neutral and non-offensive to groups of people. So this is where I want to start today. Can y'all see that? Oh, hold on. Messed up. Sorry. I messed up. Okay, I was trying to make it bigger, but I think I messed it up. Okay. So anyway, let's talk about numbers. When you're writing a journalistic article and you're writing a news article, there are certain rules that we have to follow. Pay attention. If you have any questions, let me know. You got to spell a number. Spell out the number. Look at this. If it is below 10, it's below 10. And you're going to spell out the number if it starts a sentence. Look at 27 detainees were released yesterday. Why didn't they put a 27? So if we rolled out the number 2 and a 7, that would be wrong, right? So you can't start a sentence with a number, with the actual number. You got to write out the number. Okay?
Right.
You're also going to spell out your numbers. If you have large numbers, use a hyphen to connect it. Say like if it's 21, 70, 76,000, you know, if it's something really, really large. But now if we're talking about figures for 10 and above, you can just write it out for somebody's age, percent, salary. You can just write it out. So that's numbers. And don't get scared. We're going to look at a couple examples in the AJC today. Let's go over addresses. It can be a little confusing sometimes, okay? Addresses. So you might have to write out where something happened, okay? So somebody's address. Where did the suspect live? Where did the accident occur? So you're going to abbreviate words, the word street, avenue, and boulevard. Now watch this. Only after a numbered address. Isn't that confusing? So that's the reason why I want you to keep your AP style guide with you, because you can't really keep this stuff in your head. So you abbreviate words street, avenue, and boulevard only after numbered address. Okay, and you don't have to abbreviate drive, highway, place. What are some other street, way? Let me see, drive. What are some other things that we name? Road. Okay, so you don't have to abbreviate those. Okay. Here's another example. You can abbreviate compass directions. Okay, what do we mean by compass directions? Look right here. South 4th Street. Okay, look at that. You can abbreviate the compass direction if you have the number. Oh, Lord. 50 South. You can just do a S period. 4th Street. Somebody tell me why we did a ST right here. Why we do a ST? Not sure?
For the
Yeah.
abbreviation.
So what allowed us to write ST right here? What was the trick? Look back up here.
I just see the regular screen. Wait a minute, you said right, ST. I know ST stand for street, but I just see our regular screen. I don't see like an article or anything.
Y'all don't see the AP style guide at the top? It says addresses. Y'all don't see it? Oh.
I see it say guide to AP style guide, but I don't see like anything that says.
Oh,
like,
hold on here.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all see me now?
Yeah, I just see you and like everybody in the class. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the addresses? It says places, addresses, abbreviate word, street, avenue, and boulevard only after number. Okay.
Yeah, we see that now. Yep. Abbreviate word, street, avenue, boulevard only after numbered addresses. Okay.
Okay. Let me go back. Did you see this before?
No, I didn't.
Oh man. Okay. Let me go back. I'm sorry. Something must happen when I go back and forth. Let me go back real quick. Because I want you to see it. All right. Did you guys see this slide numbers?
This is my first time seeing this slide.
Okay.
Real loud.
Anybody?
Okay. I heard you talking, but I just saw the other screen the whole time. But now, yeah, I can read it with you. It say,
well, look like
out whole numbers below 10.
Okay. So sound like it was the rest of the crew. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so number. All right. So we want to go back real quick so that you can see it and hear me talking about it. You're going to spell it out. What I mean by spelling out, you're going to write it all the way out if it's a whole number below the number 10, you know? So like if it was 7 people caught COVID, you would write out SEVEN, you know, write it out below 10. Also write it out or spell it out if you have a number that starts a sentence. See right here, 27 detainees were released yesterday. You don't want to start the sentence with a 27. And if you have a large number that uses a hyphen, and it says, you know, if you could connect a word ending in Y to another word, like 21, 67, 66, something like that, use your hyphen. And they say, write that out. But most of the time, if we have a large number like this, go down here. We're going to use the figure. We're going to use the number. For 10 and above, we're going to write it out. For somebody's age or percent, we're going to write it out. We're going to write the number out. That's what I mean.
So, Ms. Berry?
Mm-hmm.
So for any number that's above 10, we put it in words instead of in numerals?
Above 10, put it in the number. Use the number. I'm gonna Don't get scared. I'm gonna see if I can write on here real quick.
Mhm.
Okay. So if we said 11 kids, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull this up. Sometimes it's easier when I write. Let me pull out a word real quick. All right, I'm coming back to you. I want to make sure you see it. Okay, let me know if you see my word page. You see my word page?
Yes,
Yeah, we
ma'am.
can see it
Yeah.
now.
Okay, so I wrote 11 kids have the flu at Liberty Bell Elementary School. Okay, somebody tell me, why shouldn't I say 11 kids have the flu at Liberty Bell Elementary?
Because that's
Because
not
it's over 10.
right.
It is over
And
10.
you can't start with a number. You
Right.
can't start with
All
the,
right,
you gotta start with the word.
very good. So this would be a no-no. You can't start it off with a number. You got to write it out. But now watch this. If I have it in the middle of the sentence, okay, all of the 11 children are doing well now. Why did I write out it as 1-1?
I mean, because the word we're making a difference. Because well now this. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Give me 1 moment.
That's okay. So why didn't I write it out in Word, ELEVEN 11? Why did I write it as 1-1 11?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I forgot what I was about to say, so I'm gonna go back on mute.
It's okay. Somebody tell me why I wrote out 11 children as the number in this sentence. Okay,
It's because the number 11 isn't first for the sentence.
correct. It's not first, that's right. And also the number 11 is greater than, what's our magic number we're looking for?
10.
10. It's greater than 10. And hold on, I'm gonna take the screen down. I'm gonna go back because it seems like when I, go back and forth, you can't see it. So remember, if we're over 10, we're gonna write it out. Oh man, this happened. Hold on, y'all. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen that says numbers.
We see places and addresses.
Yeah, I see places and addresses too.
That's really strange. This is really weird. Okay, hold on.
Trying to get trying to get used to the new gadget, Miss Berry.
But I've used it before. It's like I'm seeing something on the screen and you guys are seeing something else. Okay, you guys don't see numbers.
It's a delay, Miss Berry. On Teams, if you back and forth, it's real time for you. But if you're projecting and presenting, it's a delay. That's just a thing. It's not you. That's just a thing for Teams.
I got you now. And you know what it is? It's probably also a delay and it's the internet is slow over here.
Yep, I was gonna say on top
Okay.
of internet. And it's real windy by my house and rainy, so that makes my signal crazy.
I understand.
Okay, all right. So my bad. No, so now I know to go a little slower, not to be moving around. Okay, so remember, if your number is over 10 and above, we can use the number. We can write the number out. If we said 50% of the children have passing grades, we can write 5-0, okay? That makes sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
The same thing for addresses. Okay, we'll go back over this, and I know it might be a delay. When you're writing out somebody's address, you all, I want you to look at this later. Make sure you look at your AP style guide. You can abbreviate the word street, avenue, and boulevard only after a number address. So if you know where the person lived, if it was 535, right? 535 Metropolitan Avenue, I can abbreviate as. If it was 535 Metropolitan Street, I can abbreviate street, ST. If it was 535 Boulevard, Metropolitan Boulevard, I can abbreviate Boulevard, BLVD, okay? But watch this. If it was 535 Metropolitan Drive, I can't abbreviate drive. And that's something? Drive or highway or place, road, anything else like that. So what I'm saying to you is the AP style guide is not stuff that we just have on the top of our head. And it's really not stuff that you're going to memorize and just have it down. You'll know it after a while, but you got to keep your style guide with you because it's like, I don't know. And then you go back to your style guide to help. Okay? This is not stuff that you just know off the top of our head. All right. So we're going to stop there. So remember we talked about numbers and address. Numbers and addresses today.
Numbers and addresses.
Okay, I'm coming right back to you. We're going to come to our lesson for today. You don't need to do this week. I really want you all to get into that style guide.
Wait, so we don't have any homework that's due this week?
Not this week.
Okay.
Well, next week.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. I'm coming right back and pull up our lesson. But I downloaded it. Okay, here it comes. And you all let me know. You see this screen? It'll be a PowerPoint. It'll be yellow. Okay, let me know when you see it. Okay. You guys all right? See it? I know it's slow.
Yeah, I just see a KB with a circle. That's all right now.
I'm dead.
My screen is black.
Yeah,
There's
mine-
I just see your profile picture.
yeah, that's it.
Oh, and something.
I
Okay,
think
I'm gonna wait.
technical difficulties.
I'm gonna wait. It should say chapter 2 locating the news. This is something else. And the internet is just not real good.
I'm done. I just can't. Do you have any problems with the internet, Professor?
I'm on campus right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, can you see chapter 2 locating the news on your screen?
Oh yes, now it's here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All righty. All right. So locating the news, we're going to talk about the gatekeepers. Can you see this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about the gatekeepers. Who are the gatekeepers? So everyone in the newsroom has a job. They can serve, I shouldn't have that. They can serve as a gatekeeper. And what do you think I mean by a gatekeeper?
Someone who regulates what is published with the news article. Someone who can is basically like the authoritative figurehead when it comes to um, writing and reporting any thing that is on or off topic. I'm sorry, I sound congested. I think it's allergy season.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, good. So everyone in the newsroom, whether you're taking pictures, whether you're doing the video, you're the producer, you're putting it together, you're the reporter, you're the anchor, whatever it is, they serve as gatekeepers. And I want you all to just get an image of a gate. You see a gate, like a gated community or a gate at your house, a gate like at a storage facility or something. A gate is meant to do what?
Keep things protected or guarded or locked up.
Very good. You keep it protected. You have a gate because you don't want all of the people coming into your house, or you don't want all of the dogs coming in your yard. You have a gate for a reason to go out, and when it's time for it to get out, you open the gate. You have the power to open your gate. Okay. Now, the gatekeepers or gatekeeper theory in communication means that there are certain people in the newsroom that have the power to release information and the power to keep it in. Okay. They have the power to release information and the power to keep it in. So, one of the things that I want to talk to you about is different positions in the newsroom. And one of the positions is, I don't know if I had a video on this. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. But I was an assignment desk editor. And I used to be an assignment desk editor in something popped up here in Baltimore. And one of the roles of the assignment desk is you literally sit at a big elevated desk. This is the hub of the newsroom. Everything, the phones are ringing off the hook. We listen to scanners to see what's going on in the city. So we listen to police and ambulance scanners to, see where they're going. We would follow up on stories. And then if anything broke, we would assign, you got assignment, we would assign a videographer or a reporter to the story. So here's the next question. Where does news start in the newsroom? It starts at the assignment desk. It starts at the assignment desk. And so in the mornings when the assignment desk editor comes in, they have a list of all the things that they're trying to research for that day. Okay. But remember, news changes over a course of minutes, minutes, hours. Things are changing all the time. So maybe a story that we were going to cover for the 12 noon newscast, we might have to bump it because something else just came up. All right. Let me know if you can see my next slide where it says news stories. Some are spontaneous, planned, enterprise. Super.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm just making sure I'm not messing up again. All right. So some news stories are spontaneous. Somebody tell me what that is.
What's the word I'm looking for? Shoot, I just had it. I'm sorry. Allergies already get to me.
It means like they just happen. Nobody is prepared, or it's like breaking, or it just comes down the line, or you witness it while you're somewhere. So like it's not planned. You don't have time to do anything or gather anybody. It kind of just happens. So you just kind of wing it or do the best you can to cover it, I guess.
So, like a last minute story.
Right. It's it just happened like that, It springs to life.
Right. Have stories that are just somebody just said earlier, breaking news. Boom, there was a time, oh my goodness, and now we have to run over there. There was some type of fire break.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
We,
Hello, can you guys
we,
hear me?
yeah, now we can, but it went out for a minute.
Yeah, hello. It went out for me too. The internet in here is terrible. Okay, I'm coming back. Let's see if I can get good. Okay, let me see. Can you guys see it again where we're talking about news stories, spontaneous and planned?
I think it's loading, but now I see your profile picture.
That's something.
I mean, uh, the internet is not having it today. I just can't.
Okay, so just let me know when it comes up. So we'll keep talking. Spontaneous just happens. It could be a shooting, it could be a fire. Planned. Okay,
Oh,
so some news. Oh, thank you. Some news stories are planned. Well, look at the word. Who says that?
I mean, well, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just planned. It's given to
Mhm.
you. You got background information. You know what you want to talk about. You got points lined up. Um, it's really self-explanatory.
Yeah, yeah. So we know, let's say, for example, yesterday, the president did a press conference kind of thing. And they knew, for example, it was going to happen, I'm just making up a time, at 5:30 p.m. at the White House, whatever, be there. Okay, the city council today is going to speak at a particular time. We knew it was going to happen. That's planned. So you have to be at the city council meeting at 12 o'clock. Enterprise news stories are something that you would do over time. Let's say, for example, we do a study, not a study, but we're going to do a news story about how these schools have had to change with going online and the impact it had on the teachers and students and the parents. That would be all right. What would be an advantage to a spontaneous news story?
Um,
Advantage or disadvantage?
Go ahead.
What could be a disadvantage to a spontaneous news story?
A disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
You would have to make a retraction on what you put out there sometimes. Well, that goes for news all around, but yeah, you would have to make a
Yes.
retraction.
An advantage I think would be if you might get something, you might be able to break it faster. You might be able to get little details or lot better coverage or live up to date coverage since it's right
Breaking.
there. Yeah.
Good. You're right. in the thick of it. You know, you were right there when it happened. You were right there, and maybe you were able to get the eyewitnesses. And they said, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. I saw him get shot. Okay, for example, um, you all remember, I apologize, and I hate on this. The gentleman, the gentleman in Atlanta that was shot at the Wendy's.
Rayshard Brooks.
Rayshard Brooks. And I
Mm-hmm.
apologize for forgetting. I want to remember his name. Okay, so when it happened, this was spontaneous.
Yeah.
And the news crew went down there and they were able to, remember it was late at night, and they were able to talk to people that actually were in the line in Wendy's. They said, I saw this. It was this, and this happened. Now, if they would have, you know, when you have a spontaneous news story, you're right there in the thick of it.
Yep.
Now, a disadvantage could be, what do you think a disadvantage could have been? Think about that story. What could be a disadvantage for the news?
Probably giving out wrong information.
Yeah,
Since you got there, yeah, right there and there.
Yeah, a retraction. Then you have to but first, before you write anything, you have to double check your facts, make sure they're solid.
That's true.
So then on top of that, you have to cite your sources or stuff like that, and then like Joseph said, when you get false information, you have to write a retraction, which is very difficult sometimes. I've seen a lot of people do retractions on local news. I'm sorry, I'm kind of foggy right now.
Okay.
Local news articles, like say for instance, yeah, basically that's what I'm saying here.
Yeah. So with the disadvantage is it's happening. You know, that the shooting with Rayshard Brooks, it was happening right there, and they were trying to figure out what was going on, and then it's always evolving. So they would have to come back, right? They would have to come back in an hour and say, okay, now this is what we found out. He was in the line at Wendy's and whatever. And so it was continuing to evolve, and they had to, you know, keep us up to date. But when you first get there, if it's breaking, you don't have all the details. So many times when you see them, and I'm talking TV news, when you see them arrive on the scene, they'll say, "Well, this is all we have right now. We're gonna keep digging into the story because that's all they have." They might say, "We know it's a fire. We don't know who's in there, but we're gonna tell you once we get something else." Okay. Um, I know, okay, I'm looking at the clock here, it's 10:49. All right. Wires. I just want to talk about wires. And you say wires, what's that? That's stuff in the, you know, telephone wire. But we talk about wires. We're talking about AP wire. AP wire, Associated Press. So
At first, I thought you were
Associated.
talking about wire hangers.
No, no, wires. So this is, when we talk about wires, this is a way to receive information. Okay. And the Associated Press would wire or send information to the local news affiliates. Okay. So AP, I want you to look at this right here. And I know we're moving fast. AP, when you see that, if you're reading a news source, a news article, excuse me, that stands for Associated Press. And that means that our local affiliate, let's say WSP or something, they got information from Associated Press. They know that this is good to go. Okay. Um, okay, so just hang with me. Where do we get our news from if we're working in a newsroom or we're working for a newspaper? We can get information from the police. We can get information from a police report. If you're working in the newsroom, you can listen to the police scanners. The PIO is the police information officer. So the police are a very good source of information, okay? I know we don't like to deal with them, but they are the source of information. So if we're trying to figure something out for our news story, news stations have a good relationship with the police. Where do we get some other information from for our stories? Where do we gather information? Look at this. It might be a little bit slow. Look at the calendar. Look at your calendar. Can anybody see that on the screen yet?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. All right. So, and I'm sorry, when I wrote this, it was a little bit earlier this year. So many times when we look at the calendar, we can pull news stories. And when I did this a little bit earlier this year, Valentine's Day was approaching, and that could be a story. Tax time could be a story. Uh, Victor was just talking earlier about the change in seasons. A lot of people are experiencing allergies. That's a story. Um, Even like what day of the week it is. We're coming up on the weekend. Friday highlights could be a story. Okay. So many times, look, we're going into fall. No, we in fall. It's already fall, right? So we could talk about, even though we're still in COVID, we're hopefully we're coming out of it. But what does that mean for us right now? Flu season is coming, y'all, or it's here. I'm not gonna say it's coming. It's here. That's a story. Get your flu shots. They're trying to tell people to get that. Okay. What are some other things? Let me just pause, reporters. What are some other things that would make good stories by just looking at the calendar, looking at things that are coming up between September, October? What's coming up? November.
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, Halloween.
Halloween, All Hallows
Very
Eve.
good.
All the
Very
social
good.
distancing.
Okay. All right.
Thanksgiving
Did
break.
you hear that?
Yeah,
And Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Okay.
how
So
people are on Black Friday shop
Oh, yes, Christmas.
since we technically get a depression, and then social distancing, so all the deals that
I don't know how it's gonna be like that on Black Friday.
all right. Very good. So you all have come up with some potential stories that we could work with. Say, for example, Halloween is coming, it's already in the store. But how are kids going to do Halloween when we're in COVID? And I heard somebody say with this social distancing. So maybe that starts to become a story. You look at different neighborhoods. Maybe they're pulling things together now where people are just going to do stuff in little small groups so they don't touch each other. Good. And that's what we mean by looking at your calendar. Sometimes you could just get a story by the time of the year. All right. So, okay. All right. So we're gonna pause. Let me come back to you all. Can you see me now?
yeah.
Okay. I know it's slow. All right. So, any questions from today? You guys all right?
Oh shit, I'm trying to work this gadget.
Yeah,
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 it is
yeah.
fine.
Today was good. I'm gonna make sure I go in and look into their style guide.
Right.
Thank you, Dana.
And
Yes.
I was actually gonna go back into it and rewatch the recording again so I can get another to grasp another like the other depth of this lesson. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Victor. All right. Okay, so this is your thing for this week. I want you to begin reviewing the AP Style Guide. Remember today we talked about numbers and addresses, and
Mm.
we'll come back next week. I forgot what we got next. Come back on Thursday of next week. Of course, my computer. Can you believe it? We're almost in October.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Go right on by. And then next week, we're going to talk about developing your stories. And I am going to talk with you a little bit more in depth next week about your bigger project, which will be your first story. Okay?
Professor Berry.
Yes.
There was you remember the book that was the book that was required for our class? It's not in the bookstore.
Mhm.
I actually went up there to look, and it's not there.
You talking about that the
Not the
writing,
AP book.
recording, broadcasting, and all that?
Yeah, I could not find it.
They don't have it in the bookstore. You're gonna have to go online.
Mm. Miss Berry, why you look like you're upset?
I meant I sent this
Yeah, it was not in the bookstore. I looked. It was so I asked the manager, and she was like, your professor would have to put in a request for that textbook.
I did.
I
And it's
can't.
already over. Okay. So how about this?
Just order it on the internet. It'll be cheaper anyway. I'm telling you.
Oh, say less. Let's get in.
Yeah, cause I ordered
That
mine
is-
on the internet. I was very happy with my.
I might get on Chegg or Amazon.
Yeah, go.
Can I get the link to that book, please?
Chegg was sold out too, so
Shoot.
hold on. I can't hear Louise. Louise?
Can I get the link for that too? Because I don't have the book either. I couldn't, So.
Oh, shoot.